about that. I think it's working. Okay, there we go.
Did you do that, Bernie? Because that was a gas thing.
That was some live studio audience.
Cambo's he's figuring out all the little tools and features that are involved in this, and just having a grand old time. So yeah. So
Cambo.
God, is there a way to moderate this?
Cambo,
well, you are the host and moderator.
I don't think I can shut him up. I don't think you can ever stop.
There you go, BA.
I'm glad I live in a basement. You have to talk and live in a basement.
Okay.
That's the perfect. That's the ideal life. That's the life.
Oh yeah,
that's what you're looking for.
And then I live in a basement, and then in brackets, and poop in a bucket. There you go.
And you probably put the lotion on its skin.
No, because that would have to take. You'd have to take your hands off the keyboard. Can't do that.
Who's he talking about? The fucking the level 100 colonels on fucking Battlefield 3?
No, he's talking about South Park. You never saw that World of Warcraft episode?
Yeah, I seen that one, but I mean, like those level 100 colonels, they have to literally live on a shit bucket. Because
I've already ran into people that are over 100 in Battlefield 4 already. I don't even know how to do it.
2 weeks out, I ran in. We had 100 in the lobby on Thursday.
Don't you want to spit on them, just in terms of like kick them right in the face?
No, I want to go over and give them a 6-pack of beer and say, hey man, experience a little bit of life.
I'm trying to grab the link. There we go, finally. Okay, I'm trying to actually see how it's showing up on the YouTube page. So,
Cambo, how did you get your pirate hat?
Well, I sailed the 7 seas, bitch.
Yeah, it's working. Awesome. Okay, cool. So anyways, after that very long kind of talk about nothing about pooping in a bucket, I don't know what forecast this is. We might not be calling it forecast anymore. Greg wants to call it something else.
I didn't say that. I did not say that.
Greg said fuck the forums, fuck the free world.
I just simply pointed out. I just simply pointed out, since there's so much time between the last forecast and this forecast, we may as well call something different. Bernie's just upset because the Redskins are fucking horrible, and everything he does in his life he fails at.
What would you call it then? The PS4Cast? Would that be something that you want?
Dude, that drum thing was just horrible too.
Oh my god, this is for real. This is really gonna
I feel like I'm on an early morning, bad morning radio show.
Like anybody who was watching this has already stopped. So
WNBC.
We can talk about whatever we want now. So I get whatever. It's forecast number 88. We'll just call it that.
Cool.
We got Greg, Subi, BA, Grit, and myself. I'm not actually sure why we're doing this. Just felt like throwing up a video and talking with some forum people. And what we were talking about before we went on live was PS4, because not a whole lot to talk about because the only one here who got it was Greg. But why don't you share your thoughts?
We could have put people in this forecast that actually got the fucking PlayStation, but I guess
It's you.
Who else is getting it, Greg? Nobody.
Weedy, but he's too busy laying there bleeding scotch out in an alley.
Yeah. No, I was in full forum parties last night. So your argument's invalid. How many?
Wait, you were streaming? How did that work?
It's actually really simple. You just hit the button. It's really fucking streamlined. I'll tell you that.
Does it? Can you interface with the chat? Like, does the chat show up?
You can select the option whether you want the comments to be on your screen or not.
Really, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it actually works very well.
Can you add like video and stuff like that alongside it? Like,
yeah, you can if you have the PS camera, which I'm not buying a camera. I'm not buying a Kinect. Fuck all that shit. But you can do that, yeah.
Why would you buy a Kinect PS4, dude?
I'm just simply saying I wouldn't buy the fucking thing.
Okay.
Well, the Kinect would clearly not work with the PS4.
Come on, Greg. What the hell's wrong with you?
We all knew Greg was.
Don't make me want to kick a fucking panda.
I think. Why a panda? I think you only told me, but tell people what happened when you tried to get your PS4.
I went into GameStop when it opened Friday morning. I didn't go to a midnight launch because I had to work. I have a fucking life. I'm not a fucking loser. But I get there at 10, and they tell me it was already picked up, and they, through the course of like 2 fucking hours, they fucking they insinuate that I'm part of a PS4 scam or some shit like that. It's fucking crazy. Like I like literally couldn't even wrap my head around it for the first hour until I started getting fucking ignorant. I called corporate office and shit like that while I was in the store. I'm yelling at people and shit. They finally gave me my fucking PlayStation. It was horrible. It was the worst experience I've ever fucking had in my life, and I'll never go back to GameStop in my life. I'd rather go to Walmart, for real.
Oh.
You should have put the laugh there with Walmart, because y'all know how they are. You gotta wait 20 minutes for them to unlock their fucking glass and all this shit. I'd rather go to Walmart or Kmart or fucking Toys R Us or some shit like that.
In terms of like big companies, though, a lot of times that's one of the only places for big corporations where you can get that stuff early, though. You just talk to the video game guy who didn't give a fuck, give them some extra money, and they'll slip it to you. It's either that or mom and pop stores. So, I don't know. I hate that, like, GameStop does kind of suck. I just stick with Amazon now. Or Steam, you know.
Yeah, I think, Nightwing, he's still waiting for his PS4. The Amazon promised.
Oh, is it supposed to be same-day delivery?
Yep.
That kind of sucks.
Yep.
So, what games have you been playing on it?
Resogun, which is just a lot of fun. Warframe, you've played that on PC.
Yes. How's that play?
It plays exactly the same. Actually, the controller's real nice with it, so. Okay. But it plays exactly the same. It looks exactly the same as what I was playing when I was on PC.
Mm-hmm.
Playing Call of Duty Ghosts, I have Black Flag downloaded. I just haven't played it yet.
Did you play Ghosts on the current gen at all?
Yeah, I did for the first week.
How big of a difference did you notice?
It's a huge difference. It's a huge difference in textures and stuff like that. And it's nice at 1080p. Now you guys won't understand that because the Xbox doesn't have it at fucking 7. They have it at 720p, not 1080p.
Yeah, all the games. Forza doesn't. Forza definitely doesn't.
Oh well, Forza. I mean, I think that's the one game. Resogun's 1080p too, so I mean, that's a free title. So there you go.
So what about all the people that have played Ghosts on both them, for instance, and then been saying on the PS4, yes, it's 1080p, but there's frame rate drops.
Actually, I haven't noticed frame rate drops, and honestly, the only people who made a big issue out of it was Polygon.com, which is a horrible fucking site anyway. But IGN noticed it, but they said it was in the single player. There was a few frames in this and that, but it hasn't. I haven't noticed it. It hasn't made a difference to me. So I don't know. I'll take 720p for last gen, but not this gen. It's a difference of opinion. You see,
Do you really notice that much of a difference?
I like good-looking women, but if you like fat chicks, that doesn't mean you're wrong. Do you understand what I'm saying? It just means we have different tastes.
But do you really notice that much of a difference between 720p and 1080p?
Yeah, because it supports my argument. Absolutely.
Hold on, I'm gonna switch over to S-video here as opposed to HD.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a difference in that.
There's a difference. If you're playing on a 32-inch TV, no, you're probably not going to notice a difference. I play on a 55-inch TV. Yeah, I'm going to notice a difference.
Trying to compensate for something with the big TV?
Yeah, because I have such a huge penis of small TVs. It just looks weird.
You just leave your dick out while you're playing video games, dude?
Yeah, I
think that in and of itself looks weird, but
it's more work to put it away.
Okay.
You do realise, Greg, though, if you've got that big a penis, if you had an Xbox One, you could show it off to the world with a Kinect.
You could do that with the PSI or my webcam. This webcam, believe it or not, I don't know if you guys notice this. This webcam cost me $19.99 at fucking Best Buy, and it does everything that the fucking Kinect does for $150. Look, I'm gonna prove it to you right now. Do you see this? You can do that with a Kinect too.
So much hate. Can you use any webcam with the PlayStation 4, or does it have to be the iCamera?
I don't know, because honestly, they said that you couldn't use old generation USB mics and headsets and stuff like that, but you can, and so it's kind of really iffy right now as to what is compatible, what's not compatible. They told me these PX5s that I got that I paid all this money for, they wouldn't work. Apparently, they will work. So who the fuck knows?
Nobody knows it.
So what
That's
other
very solid.
exclusives are coming out for the PlayStation 4 right now
Infamous.
that would make me want? What is?
Infamous Second Son. It is the best next gen looking game of all of them. If you haven't seen
All of
them, yes, out of all of them. Hold on,
What?
I'll put it. I'll
You
put
put
it.
it. You put a screenshot. You put that screenshot out, and I wasn't really that.
That's because you're part of the master race, and it's in you to hate.
Well, I threw a couple links up in the chat as well for PC Master Race and something special for BA. So
Yes, I like that.
Let's see.
the Get Toes.
Can you? Oh God, get those.
Wait, my hat's getting.
Can you actually share it to this? I guess you can't. Okay, that's awesome. The best look. I mean, I will say the best looking game I've seen for next gen so far was on the PS4, but it was that what is it? That medieval game? I don't remember the name of it. Do you know what I'm talking about? They showed a quick demo of it. Craig, you're supposed to know this. You're staring at the screen like you have no idea what's going on.
Who you talking to?
You.
Oh, I wasn't even paying attention to you. I was looking at something else.
Come on.
What's up?
I said I will say the best looking next gen game I've seen for consoles was for a PS4 game. It was the that medieval game where the guy.
Talking about The Order?
No. That was just a cinematic. That was gameplay. It was the one where there was the dragon and the fire, and they're doing the fire demo.
Oh, that fucking
The dungeons.
Deep Down, yeah. That's from Capcom or something. So I just don't. I naturally don't have that much enthusiasm for Capcom.
Well, in terms of visuals, that's the only game that I thought looked really, really good. Everything
What do you
else.
think of Destiny?
Destiny.
I'm excited.
The thing about I'm really excited, for Destiny as well. One because it's Halo, but from the guys who made Halo, and it looks like Halo 2.0. But the only problem with those types of games is like MMO style RPG shooters sometimes aren't very fun to play. I've never played a fun version of that, so hopefully.
Borderlands 2.
We played that Defiance for a while, and then it just got. It's like, okay, we beat the story stuff, and then there was nothing else to do
Don't
after
want to see
that.
nipple camera. Really don't want to see nipple.
Hold on, let me see.
Let me see if I can fix this.
Here, Bernie, check this out. And this is just the first one I found, so. Shit.
Hammering on keyboard.
No. Anyway, there's only one next gen game that anybody needs to pay attention to, and that is Titanfall.
Titanfall. Oh my god, you can play that on the Xbox 360. That's not even next gen. Fuck that.
Still a sexy game though.
It's
Sexy by whose standard? On a Titan GPU? That's not what's in the Xbox One.
Greg, you don't even have standards. Shut the fuck up.
I got this PC right here that can play it, but I'm not even interested in playing it. It's just another shooter for real. At some point,
Have you played it?
Have I what?
Have you played it? Have you
What?
played
Titanfall?
Yeah.
Yeah, I played Call of Duty last night. You just add mechs in it. That's it.
Right.
Throw C4 and you jump in a mech. That's the mech's the
smoke
difference.
I mean, I've got reservations about that game because of Modern Warfare 2. The same people made that game, but I don't know. I'll probably play it. It looks like it could be fun. Did they? So you guys, Cambo and Via, you guys both played it, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
The best way of describing Titanfall for me is it's got the gunplay of Call of Duty. It's got the kind of sci-fi type running around jumping thing of Halo. It's got the movement, and I would very rarely say this, but it's got like the movement of Gears. And the fact that you can bounce around on walls and you can actually outmaneuver people rather than you don't just. It's not okay who sees who first. If you see somebody, you can actually jump on walls and they can't aim fast enough, and then you can actually close the gap and shoot them like you can with shotgun things. And then it's got the robots, which just is like a whole different game in itself anyway, and they all kind of interlink and they've all got the strengths and they've all got the weaknesses, and it's actually really, really good because you can play it how you like. If you want to run around playing it like Call of Duty, sitting on the bottom with a bloody machine gun, you do that, you'll probably get a couple of kills. Equally, if you want to bounce around all over the place, you can do that. It's a properly new take on the third-person shooter, which is desperately needed. Absolutely desperately needed.
Just comparing it to Call of Duty is just sheer ignorance. Sorry, Greg, because it plays so different. And you can be very much. It's a much more versatile game. You can do very many different things and still succeed.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when you go from Call of Duty and then you go on Titanfall, you realise everything that Call of Duty lacks. And that's the best way that I can think of it.
Is it hard to take out mechs
No.
as an infantry
no,
person?
Well, we did several times the first time we tried it, so I wouldn't say that.
How do you get it back anyway?
It's on a timer, and the timer is reduced depending on how well you're doing. So it's not a kill streak, but if you're doing well, you're likely to get it a little bit faster.
Everyone pretty much get them, but that's why it's easy to take out.
But the balance. They're very, very difficult to kill, but equally, I mean, the maneuverability is good, but compared to the pilots, they're just absolutely nothing. So if you run in to a group of people as a mech, you're going to get completely destroyed. But you know, it's difficult to take out one-on-one, but equally it's difficult to take out a pilot one-on-one.
So if you use teamwork, it's just like, you know, you come up on a tank in Battlefield or whatever, it's just you get 3 or 4 guys on one mech, you're going to wipe it out as opposed to letting it, you know, and if you let it stomp on all over you, then it's your own damn fault and you deserve to fucking lose.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. And the easiest thing, you can actually jump onto the mech and just pull off some cover and just shoot the fuck out of it. And it can't do anything to you.
Yeah.
Oh, me and Grit were talking earlier, and it's just, I just feel this way. I'm not saying y'all have to feel this way or that I'm right.
Yeah,
but I'm tired of fucking shooters. That's just what it is. It doesn't matter if it's on Xbox, it's on PC, so I can play it, so don't think it's a jelly moment. I can play it just like I play Battlefield 3. But at the end of the day, it's just another fucking shooter, and we have so many goddamn shooters now that I just kind of want to play. You know what I want to play? I want to play fucking South Park, and I want to play The Witcher 3 and shit like that. I'm tired of playing fucking shooters.
Issue, Greg.
Huh?
That's a you issue.
Yeah, and guess what? And you're not going to believe this at first, but when I say it to you, it's going to make sense. In my world, I'm the only motherfucker that matters. So everyone else doesn't fucking matter.
I'm out.
Yeah.
Is that not true? You mean when you buy a game or you buy a system, you're saying to yourself, what I want's not important. What the rest of the world wants is important. No, of course not. You're thinking what you want and only what you want, and you don't care what everybody else wants, and that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but you can't talk about games objectively if you're going to base out from your own perspective.
No, yes I can, because when it comes down to it, and I understand y'all played it and y'all are excited because you played it before everybody else, and but at the end of the day, it shoots like the gameplay is Call of Duty, but it's with mechs, and you have a jump pack and you can jump on walls, but it's still Call of Duty because those guys are Call of Duty, and I will say this, it's unfair for anyone to go, it's a Call of Duty clone because these are the motherfuckers who made Call of Duty. So it's not really fair to say, you know, what their vision is some kind of clone because it's their vision, that's their original vision in the first place. But I just don't subscribe to the idea that another shooter is going to make the difference.
Well, we're very glad that you've got an opinion there. This is the main thing.
I drank orange soda. Your comments are valid.
No, we don't want to start telling people their comments are invalid because somebody's going to get fucking butthurt about it.
No, okay. So you know, it was good. It was a good game. You all liked it, and that's cool. Now, what else? When you guys went to this event or whatever, what else was there that you guys liked?
That we liked.
Yeah, if it was just Titanfall, then that's disappointing to me.
Well, I had a very good time on Ghost, but I always love Call of Duty. But the most what surprised me the most was Battlefield. Was very fun. The domination game type thingy, Conquest. That was fun as hell.
Oh yeah, the domination. It's, you know, a small version of Conquest. It's fun, but
yeah.
I'd rather play something with tanks in it because I love blowing shit up.
I think
so was South Park there? Do you understand what I'm saying now?
I don't think.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. In the fact that whenever anybody's saying about this stuff, they're saying shooters. You're saying shooters. They're saying ghosts. You're saying Titanfall.
Your mic's kind of low, Cambo, or not Cambo, BA.
Yeah.
That's probably because I'm a bit far away from. Yeah, they're saying all this stuff. You know, it's a shooter. It's a shooter. It's a shooter. It's a shooter. But to be fair, a lot of the people at this event were being very cautious, and there wasn't too many, you know, out-and-out crazy titles out there. I mean, you look at the next-gen line, you've got sequel, 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 sequel,
Yep.
sequel, 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 sequel. You know, it's
So
all
they're
the
gonna play
same
it
thing.
safe.
Yeah.
This is why I'm thinking that the Xbox is the superior console going forward. Don't interrupt, Greg, or Bernard, but I think it's going to be the superior console just because it's going to offer something a little bit different to the developer in possibly Connect. And I know you're all going to take
The fuck?
something else, but at least it's something different. Now, what has the PS4 got that the PS3 didn't have? Better graphics, you know. Maybe
Resogun.
Party chat.
Well, okay.
No, hold on.
those-
No, you say that when there's Forza 5, Dead Rising 3, and Halo 5 coming out.
Yeah,
But he's saying he's
do they
not
have to
talking.
develop
He's not talking about that though, because he just mentioned there's a bunch of sequels. The one feature that he's saying is different between consoles is the ability to do Connect. If that thing has the potential.
It's no potential, guys. It's
I mean,
this.
to be fair though, the only way it's going to work is the only way people are actually going to develop for it if it's part of the Xbox package. The way it is right now.
I'll give you a good example. Hold on.
Greg,
Yeah, go ahead.
Greg, it's 9:10 over here. That's your quiet time. Right.
It's 4:10 here. I'm loud as a motherfucker.
You're always
I stood in a queue for Dead Rising 3, and facing us were the Kinect cameras for Kinect Sport. Now, we were not far away from where they were scanning, and when they did a scan of each person that was playing, it picked up everybody in the queue behind. But then it focused on the person, and throughout the rest of it, it didn't matter what the hell the people in the background did. It focused on the person that was playing. And then equally, you could the announcer guy who also had his profile saved, and whenever he walked in front of the camera, like during a menu or something, it added him into it and gave him, authority to take over some of the controls and stuff like that. It was genuinely intuitive. And a lot of the things that you think about the standard Connect now, and people that just disregard the thing as being a novelty, there were actually kind of impressive features about it.
I see what you're saying in certain terms, but when you break it down, when you break the Kinect down, regardless of how great it is at recognizing this, that, and the third, it's still nothing more than a more powerful fucking PlayStation iToy.
Yeah, but what's
now, you made the comment of, I think Bernie made the comment of, if everyone has it, they can develop for it. This right here, let's see if y'all can see this. This is the new controller. It all has this touchpad. You know what this touchpad does for Ghost? Because all PlayStation 4 controllers have this touchpad. You know what happens when you use this touchpad in the game? It brings up the fucking scoreboard. That's it.
Well,
when it really comes down to it, the Kinect...
You definitely can't just go based on that, because if you look at the Xbox 360 and the PS3 in the beginning... No.
Look at the 360 in the beginning, and look at how many apps there are for it now, and think about how many.
Look at the Kinect for the 360.
But that came out
later. They promised all these things. They promised all these things. You can scan your skateboard in and use it. No, you couldn't. All you could do is this. Hit the ball.
You actually could do a lot with the Kinect. It's just you didn't do it on 360. You did it on PC.
Greg, if you're a developer and you develop for a game, let's say something big like Call of Duty, you develop for a game. Okay. Then you're splitting that game down by half because of the consoles. Only half are going to possibly have the Xbox. Then you divide it by the amount of people that have the Kinect and don't have the Kinect. You're talking about another half. Then you're talking about people that stick to campaign or zombies or multiplayer, split that down by a third. But all of a sudden you're talking about a very low number, like possibility of people that are going to be playing it. Now you give people the Xbox One, everybody's going to have the Kinect. So all of a sudden, that option has just absolutely blown away anything else. You can't just put in a menu now that wouldn't be accessible on the controller.
No. The thing is that you could have said the same thing with the Wii remote. Everyone who had a Nintendo Wii, which was 100 million fucking consoles sold, had the fucking Wii remote, and they still never could really do anything that was worth mentioning with the Wii remote other than going back and forth, rolling a fucking ball. At the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, do people want to do this stuff, okay? And a lot of the Kinect, whether it's the Xbox One Kinect or the Xbox 360 Kinect,
I bet you said
they're 15-minute tech demos where you go like this and the gun comes apart, but after you've done it for 15 minutes, you don't care anymore.
I bet you said the same thing when controllers eventually added the joystick. I bet you that no directional buttons there, absolutely fine.
So don't think it's me being a fanboy. I said the same thing with the PlayStation Move. People will buy it, sure. People will use it for a second, sure, and then they'll go right back to using what they've always been using because they don't care about this new thing that people say is, oh, it's innovation. It's not. It's just another way for them to
That's not
do
necessarily
something
true.
different.
And that's not,
Yeah, it is.
because games like Rock Band and Guitar Hero are different
Exactly.
ways of playing the game. That became
You can't
huge.
play it with a controller. Come on now.
Yeah, you can.
If you're going to sit here and play a rock song by going like this, that would be gay as shit. It came with a,
But
came with a fucking guitar, but you can't use
peripheral.
that guitar to play Call of Duty, and you can't use Kinect to
but it
play
was a
Call of
different-
Duty.
if it was
What are you going
a
to do?
different
Run in
program.
place and point your hands like a gun?
Okay,
Get
Greg,
the fuck out of here.
let's choose a different situation. You're at a party with your family, let's say. Other people, not just sat there on your PS4. You suddenly say to your dad, your mother, your grandma, or anyone else that wants to kind of participate, here's a controller, do all this stuff, or they can just stand in the space and move about and do that kind of thing. Some of the most fun that I've seen people having fun with games is when you talk about non-gamers being able to play on stuff like a Wii or like a Kinect or stuff like that. It's not all about the hardcore game that they just want to sit there with a controller in his hand. That's not what gaming is. Touch screens on phones. More people use games on them now than ever have.
Well, that's great, but I don't want to. And like I said, in Greg's world, remember who's number one here?
Me.
Not you, Cambo. But that's what I'm saying. I mean, okay, that's a good example. A lot of people play games on phones, but you cannot play the games that we want to play on a fucking phone. You can't yet. You can't play, you guys like shooters, obviously. You can't play shooters like that on a fucking phone. And what is that going to do? The Kinect going to do for your gaming when you're playing Call of Duty or Titanfall? I mean, what are you going to do? Jump in the air?
Have you seen the film Gamer?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sadly, yes.
Okay, I'm
that's
getting
a horrible
trouble.
fucking
Let's
movie.
It's a horrible film, but just think about the concept. If the Kinect can pick up stuff like that, and if the software is developed, and if there's apps developed that can utilize that kind of thing, you can do away with the controller full stop and still play perfectly.
Okay.
Are you really saying the Kinect can? Oh my god.
No, I'm just
the
saying
Kinect can't do
there's
anything, and that's what I'm saying. But I'll say this to Bernie, and Bernie, you'll know this is true. They can have Kinect. I'll take the Oculus Rift, and we'll see who has the more innovation in the area.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take that any day.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, the Oculus Rift is a fantastic idea, and it's
What's it for,
it's really
by the
impressive.
way, BA?
What?
The Oculus Rift.
It's only
It's already
running
pushing.
on certain devices, and it's more. It was available at your game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
those
but
massive
what did it
computers.
run on?
I think it was PC.
Okay, yes.
That's
With its
there's going to
own
be that
custom
device or
platform.
another like it on
With its own
PlayStation.
custom platform and its own custom headset and everything else.
I think they even put out a quote saying that console's too limited for Oculus Rift. But
I think it was Sony that said they were doing their own, so they don't need an Oculus Rift.
Okay, well, we'll see.
But I don't have faith that Sony will do it better, so fuck that.
But okay, first and foremost, at least talking about the Kinect actually is very powerful. It just wasn't used, and this isn't a dig for PC consoles. It's just they did use the Kinect in a lot of different applications on PC that weren't really associated with gaming, like motion capture and stuff. And it was actually a very powerful device.
Yeah, it was.
But you can't say that's like when we use our original things, look at the beginning of Xbox and then look at the end of it and look at how much more powerful the Xbox was at the end of its life cycle. The Kinect came out halfway through the life cycle and it wasn't a standard, so people didn't have to develop for it, and it came out later. I mean, you can say that these new little peripherals and things don't really work, but look at the success of Wii. I mean, that whole concept, that whole motion control thing, didn't work for PlayStation 4 or 3, and it had the 6-axis control. And Kinect didn't really work that much for Xbox, but Wii, I mean, it was the best-selling console of its generation, and that was the silly thing, the whole motion control thing.
Yeah, but it sold the least amount of software between the three.
It still sold the most hardware.
If you
Sure.
use it as an actual kind of just a peripheral, just another peripheral, not a camera, not a voice thing, just another peripheral. What did the extra button on the back of the controller do? The extra trigger. What did the trigger do instead of the button? Then you had just say voice, just treat voice as a button. All of a sudden, you have this other thing that you can do. You can control your game.
I guess I might be just a little upset due to the I'll take 1080p over Kinect. And that's honestly, and I'm just being honest. That is what you sacrificed with the Xbox One.
There is absolutely nothing in the Xbox One. Even everybody's come out and just said it. It's in the news all over the place. That there is nothing
I didn't hear that
preventing the
part.
Xbox One. There is nothing preventing the Xbox One from getting to 1080p. It just so happens that the developers have had less time with the final software that they had with the PS4. The PS4 was more or less developed earlier. The Xbox was still been fiddling with it, and they're not quite there with the.
Yeah, it's the ES RAM that's a pain in the ass. You're absolutely right about that. Drivers and tool support will get better in time, but there's no scenario. You guys have to. And sometime you Xbox fans have to understand this. And Bernie, you'll agree with this. There is no scenario where the Xbox One catches up to the PS4. The GPU it's just better. It's just a lot better. I think since Microsoft did the overclock, it's still 44% better than the Xbox One.
It's going to be running on dedicated servers on the PS4.
What?
Is Ghost going to be running?
Yes, it's actually on the Wii U. So please do not plant that Microsoft flag on the moon right yet.
What about all the other games?
I believe Killzone is, Battlefield is.
Stabby's saying something because I want to say which one's 900p, Stabby? Isn't the PlayStation 4 900p and then it just upscales to 1080p?
Yeah,
well,
it does on Battlefield.
You talking about Battlefield? Yeah, it's 900p on the PS4. It's 720p on the fucking Xbox One.
So much hate.
Shucks. Hey, anyhow. Bernie, you mentioned about the power of the Kinect. You know how they're using it for the computer shit.
Yes.
Fucking Ghost Adventures, man, are using that in their investigations. Whether you believe in that shit or not, it's pretty cool. Some of the footage that they've had on the TV show where they're using the Kinect camera and all its fucking fancy shit, and they've come up with some interesting evidence, so to speak, but I couldn't find a good YouTube link to throw up in the chat window. But
did they find any ghosts with it?
I don't know what the fuck they found.
Because I got Call of Duty Ghost here, and I don't have the Kinect.
Nah, but it's just they're using the Kinect camera itself as a tool to help them investigate or whatever, as opposed to game with it.
Please forgive me, fellas, if you thought that I said that the Kinect wasn't powerful or anything. It is.
Oh no, I was just saying that
I
it has
just
its
question
uses.
the capabilities of actually bringing anything to your gameplay experience. That's all.
You know what?
I can do. If we get the Skype rolling, I can sit in my old man chair in the living room and do the forecast from there. And,
but all you need is a laptop and a fucking webcam. You don't need Xbox One and Kinect to do that.
The one thing I will say that could be kind of cool for the X1 is if you can interface Skype with PC. Like if someone's on Xbox One on Skype and I can call them. Which I imagine you could.
To be fair, I have Skype on my Vita, so I can do what you're saying with the Kinect on my fucking PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, Greg, in the last time you're using the fact that you have your laptop that can do all this, and now you're talking about the fact that you've got more peripherals to do the job that the Xbox One can do again. You're invalidating your own arguments.
I'm saying that all the things that Microsoft has pushed out here with the Xbox One, like Xbox TV, the fucking Kinect, all these things you already fucking have. It's just them go, and I guess it wouldn't bother me that those uses are out there. It bothers me that they push that before they push gaming or anything else like that. And actually, it has nothing to do with the Xbox One. It has to do with the fact that in the last 3 years, Microsoft gave up on making games. They just want to make Forza, Halo, and pay for Call of Duty DLC.
Greg, Greg, what does the PS4 have? What does the PS4 have that a good PC doesn't?
That what?
What does the PS4 have that a good PC doesn't?
Uncharted.
Yeah.
That's what I think about that right there.
Yeah.
Uncharted. It's about the difference between the Xbox One, the PC, and the PlayStation 4 and the Wii U is exclusive titles. That's what it really comes down to.
Yeah, well, this is what I'm saying. There's more to it.
The PlayStation Move and the fucking the Wii. Yeah, okay, fuck you, Barney. I get it.
I mean, you definitely can't play that game when you just went 1080p is the greatest thing
No,
ever.
no. But Bernie, let me ask you something seriously. Shouldn't 1080p be the standard for this coming generation when you can already do 4K with PC? I mean,
I would
it's
hope that would be the standard.
yes,
but it's
you
not
would
the
hope
the
that,
end
but
of
they
the-
said 720p is better or something.
What was? I know you're gonna have to start going on about this graphics PS4 talk, yeah. But what was one of those? What was one of the biggest selling games of the last 2 or 3 years? Minecraft.
I imagine.
Yeah, that's all about graphics.
No, Candy Crush if you want to be like that or something.
Yeah, okay, something like that. Yeah, you don't need. It's not all about top-end graphics. If people want top-end graphics, then they'll go out and they'll upgrade the PC to get the top-end graphics and they'll play the best game. But it's not all about who can run.
Whoa! See, I take
Xbox One
fucking exception with that because if graphics don't matter, if you're saying graphics don't matter, then why are you buying the Xbox One? Why don't you just stick with the Xbox 360? It does all the same shit. You can still play Titanfall. You still play Ghosts.
I'm buying the Xbox One because A, I want to upgrade my hardware. B, I want to have all my
It doesn't matter, right?
available to me. C, I can turn it on without even pressing a controller.
That's why you're getting the Xbox One. What? Come on, dude.
It's all the things. It's all like it's not just about one aspect of upgrading a console or anything like that. It's about the whole thing.
I just think that if I was paying $400 or $500, I would expect. I don't know. I would expect things like 1080p to be the standard. I would expect.
How much did you spend on your PS4?
$400.
Yes.
What were you expecting on that? I mean, the hardware differences between the both weren't. I mean, PlayStation 3 was supposed to be has better hardware.
Well, do not say that because there's a difference between theoretical power and actual real performance power. And see, the thing is that the PS4 was more powerful, but it's more complicated. Now the PS4 is still more powerful, but it's less complicated. That ESRAM is a pain in the ass, according to developers, not according to fucking Greg or fucking Bernie. Developers themselves have said the ESRAM is a pain in the ass. Just like the cell was a pain in the ass.
Greg. On the whole, graphics thing. Just leave the graphics until we've had at least a year on the new consoles, alright? You're talking about the graphics as in what we've got now is going to be the end of...
Graphics. I'm talking about outside of Kinect, what does the Xbox One do that the 360 doesn't? Graphics, that's all I'm saying. So if graphics don't matter, then why is anyone upgrading at all?
Because they want to keep buying the new games.
Like Bernie, when you upgrade your GPU, if graphics don't matter, then why would you upgrade your GPU? I would beat my head on the wall too if I fucking bought the Xbox One.
I mean, at the end of the day, I just like it because I like having the potential to put it out there. But
potential, no shit.
But at the same time, I play League of Legends a little bit, and that game has horrible graphics. So
if you check the check the chat on the side there. You can. Who the fuck needs 1080p when you got that link?
Smoke put out a point. Smoke said something.
And why have I, spent thousands of dollars over the last 20 years on
the Super Bowl? Nice.
What Smoke said is actually a pretty good point. It comes down to depth preference, and and Smoke probably has a better perspective than a lot of us do. Because they're the ones ultimately making the software. So for me, it is the gameplay experience. Graphics is part of that gameplay experience, but if you can make a really fun game with decent graphics, that's fine. But it's who
you're playing with. And who you're playing with.
Okay, see, that's really my point, though. If we're saying the graphics don't matter, and what we have with the PS3 and the Xbox 360 we're fine, then what are we buying a new console for? More RAM? That doesn't make sense. And yes, BA, I do understand. I'm not stupid. I do understand that in a year's time, and I already said it. When the tools and everything like that and people get familiar with the hardware, yeah, 1080p is certainly going to be easily possible with the Xbox One. My question is why is the Xbox One, why does it cost more than the PlayStation 4? And it comes down to Kinect. And I don't see the potential in Kinect of being anything that changes gameplay for me.
Actually, the price of the consoles doesn't come down to actually the price of the consoles or what's included in the box. It comes down to strategic pricing.
I will say this: in the next 5 years,
If Microsoft wanted to drop the price down, sorry, Grit, for interrupting. If Microsoft
The
wanted
one time
the price to be
Grit
200,
talks, just
if
shut it down.
they wanted it to be $100, they could make it $100. It's not because of anything else. It's to do with strategic pricing. That's all.
So they're just charging $500 for it?
Greg, let Grit finish.
hold on. Now, okay, so in the next 5 years, I'll probably drop, I don't know, $2,000 into console gaming or whatever. Who gives a fuck? What the fuck is $100 in the scale of thousands? Like, if I were to go buy a new computer, I could get this video card for $100 more. Who gives a fuck? It's $100. It's a dime in the bucket in the long run. You know,
I understand that. I understand that very well.
Yes, but you're saying, oh, what's the big? It's a fucking $100. If you're gonna spend the money, who gives a shit? It's what?
No, I'm saying, what do you get for that?
Plus,
money?
I want to be a part of Skynet. I want the fucking Terminators to come down through my Xbox One and eradicate everybody.
First of all, Skynet would not be.
While you have
Xbox.
your mini nukes sitting there in your living room.
Hmm?
Clearly, the PC would be Skynet. I would claim that the Xbox One would probably be
a fart in a bucket.
A fart in a bucket.
That little girl from the Resident Evil movie. You know, the first one, the red thing. That's the Xbox One.
No, but you see, Microsoft is this huge ass corporation, and computer stuff, and
well, we said it before. They're talking about spinning off. Greg mentioned it. They're talking about selling off Xbox from Microsoft.
Yep. And that's the thing too, is that a lot of I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the Xbox brand hasn't made a dime for Microsoft. Not one fucking dime.
I didn't know that. I'm just looking at Cambo and BA.
So I mean, outside of Microsoft, using Windows and money to buy exclusive content, they don't really. I don't know. It's disappointing sometimes the way they handle things.
Greg.
Yes, sir.
When you're hungry.
I'm such a what when I what?
Yeah, somebody feed Greg at Snickers.
Not you when you're hungry. I mean, are you happy with the PlayStation 4 then?
Yeah, I mean everything that I'll say this, that from launch for me, I'm not talking about anybody else. I'm surprised how few bugs I have ran into, how many things actually work properly, because you know how console launches are. Shit. And I guarantee that it's come out way better than the Xbox 360 or the PS3 did.
I didn't really have an issue with my 360 when I got it.
I wouldn't say that I had any issues with it, but they didn't offer very much. This one, I got like a butt ton of things going on with it, and it's really streamlined and easy to use.
But then compare the Xbox 360 to the Xbox. There's a butt ton of things with the Xbox 360 versus that, so it's hard to say.
No, the Xbox, the first Xbox, they're like, yeah, it can play DVDs, but you gotta buy a remote for it and shit. Like, fuck that.
And the same thing with the PlayStation 3 and the PlayStation 2. There's a butt ton of things you do with the PlayStation 3 or the 2, so I wouldn't really.
What, Blu-ray? What the fuck? What do you...
Blu-ray, there's more, the online stuff was streamlined. Did you have a buddy list at all on PlayStation 2 that worked like
that was, honestly, 3? Dude, if you want to be honest about the PS3, when it first came out, the only thing that was a friends list, because there wasn't shit on that fucking console. There was no games, there was no nothing.
PlayStation had the benefit of near final system software for a long time. I don't know. What do you mean, like the full potential of what it could do? Smoke, is that what you're saying? I'm not sure what he means by that. So the Xbox, but so Greg, you're the only one here who's going to get the PS4, right? I might get it eventually. All right, now I'm not getting anything, but I'm going to wait until all the dust settles with all this stuff.
Well, there's a lot of people who in forum and stuff like that got the PS4, but you wouldn't know it because they're not on this forecast.
Well, like who? I'm not even trying to troll. Just who?
I was in a full party last night with like Weedy and Jules and Tandem and whatnot. I mean, there's a lot of people. The one thing, that reminds me. The one complaint I have, and I hope Xbox doesn't do this because if you guys run into this, it's going to be annoying. There's no separation between friends on the PS3 and PS4. Like, this is going to sound so stupid. When you go on the PS4 and you hit friends and it says online, it's going to show you who's online for both systems, and it doesn't distinguish who's on the PS3 and who's on the PS4. Oh, it is, because you're sitting there looking at this guy who's on Grand Theft Auto 5, and you're like, that's just not on the PS4. Oh, wait, there it is. But then it becomes more complicated when you got 20 people playing Call of Duty Ghosts, and you can't tell who's playing PS4, who's playing PS3. So I'm assuming that I hope they'll work that out.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I was gonna say something. Oh, how does the party chat work?
Yeah, it works fine. The mic's shitty. The one they backed in.
What in the world is going on over there? Okay, there we go. I mean, is it more intuitive? Because I hated everything to do with online PSN in terms of interface.
The thing that I will say about everything on there, it's really streamlined and easy to use.
Is it?
Yes. It's not like the old cross media bar and shit like that. Where you had to go here and then it would experience this. And oh my god, it was a nightmare.
Smoke's saying it's the same thing on 360 and Xbox One. The friends list thing.
What does that mean? They're the same thing?
All the friends list is the same. It's the same. You get the full list of everybody, not just, one or two people. Or, I mean, you get the full list. It doesn't separate it by 360 and...
Well, that's stupid.
Yeah.
Why did I'm gonna be honest, and I'll ask Smoke this. Maybe he can type it out. What difference does it make? Why did they do that? Because you can't play with people on previous generations anyway, right? So why even have them on there?
I don't know. Maybe downloadable games. Maybe like certain games. I don't know. I have no idea. Maybe you can. Maybe that's a plan in the future.
Because I don't even think Party Chat for Xbox 360 will work with Xbox One.
That'd be really... Well, you have Skype.
Plus you can use your Xbox 360 through your Xbox One.
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, back to the thing about PlayStation 4. So, because that. I mean, if you really want to sell a PlayStation 4 to me, that's one of the things that matters is being able. Because I hate playing PlayStation 3, trying to.
Well, I don't have to sell you on anything because I don't sell PlayStation 4s or build them. I just bought one.
Well, you could have fooled me.
You could have fooled. Yeah. What the hell have you been doing this last hour?
I told you I only care about myself.
Yeah, and Sony's cock in your mouth. Yes, that's those.
Wow.
I mean, like.
I'm talking about someone who's bitched the PC.
What's the master race, dude? Come on.
You're. Oh Lord.
Race except he doesn't have PS3.
I mean, but you're happy with it then. You don't have to sell it on me then.
I'm really glad that I bought that and didn't make a stupid mistake in buying like an Xbox One or something.
Okay, well let's focus so much because you've been bashing the shit out of Xbox One.
No, I haven't.
Okay. Anyways,
let's focus on something else.
Well, no, Grit BA and Cambo real quick. I mean, the way Xbox One's going, especially with its initial PR launch, like how they initially said you had to, you were restricted on how you downloaded stuff and how many people. I mean, do you like the direction that they're going with it? Are you happy with what you've seen with Xbox One?
I think
they went back on it? Yes, very happy.
I think it was a genuinely good idea with the worst PR that anybody has ever done in the history of anything. If they'd have sold the ideas with the benefits, it would have been fine, but they just went, right, no DRM. Right, move on to the next topic. Gamers went completely crazy. What they didn't say was things like, you can buy one game and share it to all your Xboxes within your family. And even your family doesn't have to be your family, it can be 9 of your other friends. And things like that.
Yeah, Steam's doing some type of family play, which seems to be similar to what Xbox One is doing, but they're doing a lot better job.
Yeah, Xbox basically came out and said, we want to be a little bit more like Steam, which everybody loves. But they said it in the world's worst possible way, and then the gamers went crazy.
To be fair, I think the words they used was deal with it. and that usually doesn't,
Yeah.
It usually doesn't
That's all
get a
part
good
of
That's not a good way
response.
of doing it.
the PR problem that's
The worst PR that anybody has ever tried to come up with any product release ever. And they kept doing it, and they kept making mistakes left, right, and centre, and games were going completely crazy.
didn't the head of the division leave? The
Yes.
guy who was
Yeah.
like, you can play what about the people that are out?
Yeah, you can stay on the
military?
360.
Yes.
That's a son of a bitch.
Yeah, that dude got owned. He's done.
See, again, that all that you had to do there was say, well, it's really unfortunate that we can't do it because they're not online, but for the next 5 years, we're going to be supporting the Xbox 360 anyway, and new games are going to be coming out. He could have put it a lot better than, well, they'll have to deal with the 360. That was the thing. There was a lot of ways that we could have put stuff that could have sold gamers a lot more than we have, and the downside of it is that now we're stuck with the same situation that we were before. That we're going to be disc-based games for the most part. I know downloadables will be there, but we could have taken a huge step forward into what's going to be the future.
No, so you know what the problem is, honestly, is that people think of, like online DRM or digital whatever, and they think of Steam. But there's no reason to think that it would be just like Steam. It could have very well been like fucking EA's Origin. Like, who wants to use that shit?
Yeah, EA's Origin is garbage.
Yeah. And that's all I'm saying, like, whatever.
Like that's pretty mediocre. But overall, then, so you're not happy? I mean, for you, what's the status of X1? Have you always wanted it regardless? Or are you happy with the direction? Are you, like, I mean, general thoughts, especially after you played it at the Eurocon?
Yeah, me or Kendall?
Yeah, either one.
Online had to be online within every 24 hours or anything. I mean, if you sell a console that's going to have single-player games, why would you have restrictions like that? It's just retarded.
Yeah,
They had to
seems
go
a little
back.
silly.
See, I think that from 2-3 years down the line, we're going to be back to the same.
Yeah, Smoke puts out a good point too. That broadband, he's right. Especially in America, broadband infrastructure isn't the place to support 100% or 100% digital yet. It's just not there. But I mean, you can set up that infrastructure in place. Like, the idea is just the original concept was good, but like you said, BA, all the PR was horrible. So Grit, are you getting an X1?
Yeah, I'm picking it up this week.
Why are you getting the X1 over the PlayStation 4? Does it come out next week?
It comes out 22nd.
Oh wow, is Europe as well?
Yeah.
All right, so why are you getting?
Well, you're a bit of a sore thing. A few countries in Europe, where the language is fairly widespread and the populations that speak the language are fairly large. But a lot of the European countries where the native language is stuff like Swedish, Norwegian, some of the other smaller nations that only have their own language type thing, not like French. They have problems with the voice interaction on the Kinect, and hence the release has been backdated for them. And so I think spring, whilst they try and
shit in English. Speak better fucking English than you guys. Fuck it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
the retarded fucking move. That's my biggest fucking issue with the X1. Not releasing it at the same time here as anyone else. I'm fucking pissed about that. I'm not sure I would have gotten it at launch, but it's fucking disrespectful. Disrespectful as shit. I'm ready to kick someone right now just because you mentioned that.
Yeah, but you can still buy it from over here.
I can't buy it here though. Fuck, I'm not driving fucking 4 hours or flying to England or whatever. We're ordering it from somewhere. Fuck, phone call.
Okay.
All right, well, he's on the phone. Why am I getting Xbox One?
Yeah. Why over the PS4?
Because I fucking hate change, man. I'm happy with
But you're
Xbox
getting a new
Live.
system.
Well,
It's a new
yeah,
system.
but it's just an upgrade of my current system. It's not something all new to learn and fucking dick around with. I got my shit and I have my friends list. If my buddies that got PS4s end up getting an Xbox, well, guess what? They're still on my friends list. It'll still be there. End of the day, I just really didn't feel like getting a PlayStation. I had a very sour experience with a PlayStation 3 that I bought along with SOCOM 4, and then A day later, I couldn't
SOCOM
even...
4, I think SOCOM 4 was just horrible
Well,
in and of itself. Like I would think, I don't know, Greg.
A
did you
day
play
later,
that?
the PSN went down for a month and a half. So it's like, okay, now I have a brick. It's, I just...
No, it wasn't a very good game, and it
the game was fun. It was the whole PSN experience because I couldn't get
I'm
online
talking
to
about
play.
the multiplayer. The reason that people didn't like SOCOM 4 was because, like many fucking franchises out there right now, they tried to make it a little more Call of Duty to appease to the popular.
Well,
whatever.
I never got to play it online because the PSN was broke. So I got rid of the PlayStation like within days because there was no end in sight, and I wanted my $250 back.
Yeah, I can understand that.
That makes sense.
You said you were getting the Xbox One just as an upgrade, but is it really an upgrade? I'm not sure.
I mean, it is an upgrade.
I'm just fucking with y'all.
Okay.
Hey, Greg, you're like 6 hours away, man. I can be out there and buy you a beer and make you drink it and step on your foot.
It'll be a mistake by you. You'll regret driving in 6 hours, brother.
Yeah, it is Delaware, so it's like Wayne's World. We're in Delaware.
Maybe that's why he's getting a PlayStation 4. He doesn't know any better.
I got a PC too, so watch your mouth, bro.
Do you? I mean, is that a PC? Like, what do you have?
Oh god, here we go.
I mean, is it a little dainty thing?
No, I have a 660 GPU. I mean, I need to upgrade it, but it still plays Battlefield fine, so.
Well,
it's the only thing I really want to play.
Fine. Like, I mean,
it's 60 frames per second on fucking on which not Ultra, but the other one.
Okay. Well, everybody has their place, right?
What do you got, 2 Titans, you faggot?
Why are you hating? Why are you hating, dude?
Because I have more things to spend money on, like bitches and babies and shit.
Bitches? You have multiple bitches. I hope your girlfriend knows that.
She does. She knows her place.
Oh God. What else is there to talk about? So we've thoroughly beaten to death, at least from Greg's perspective, why the X1 is trash. Are there any games?
I didn't say it was trash.
Nobody's actually talked about what they thought or what they think of Ghosts yet.
I love Ghost.
Well, that's
I think it's the best Call of Duty since Call of Duty 4. I do.
So, Cambo, you like Ghosts?
Yeah.
And Grit likes Ghosts. Did you play Ghosts yet, BA?
Yeah.
And what's your? I'll listen to your opinion first.
It's more of the same again. They changed a little bit about something, and all of a sudden the whole community thinks it's a brand new game, but the concept is the exact same as it's always been.
Okay.
Wait, yeah, have you played it outside of your?
I can't hear what you said.
But I've seen enough videos and things to know that a lot of the changes that they made are not the changes that I'd like, so I've not picked it up.
Because I'm just mentioning it's one of the things you complain about in previous Call of Duties is the maps being too small. Now the maps are very, very, very big compared to earlier.
No. The map's being small. Raven Down in Gears is one of the most fun maps. It's the smallest one. Maps being small isn't the proper time to kill this when you've got maps this small.
You're both coming in pixelated. Real quickly then, because you're both kind of coming in a little choppy. Because Grit is probably agrees with Cambo. At least he likes it. What? Not Grit. I'm sorry, Greg. Why is this game better?
You know what it reminds me of, honestly? It reminds me of Titanfall, but without mechs. That's how I would describe Ghost.
What are you talking about?
No, honestly, in all honesty, I like Ghost because of all the things I didn't like about Call of Duty before. Like, like Modern Warfare 2, kill streaks just did too much. Now they give you a slight advantage, but they don't outright win the match for you. I can understand the complaints of the big maps, but when you get on next gen, when you get into ground war, that problem doesn't really exist anymore.
So that's the way this franchise should be going, is ground war?
I'm saying the 9v9 on the big maps helps out a lot. That's all I'm saying.
But how many big maps are there?
Pretty much everyone apart from 2.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'd say there's probably 3 or 4 really big maps that.
So okay. So what you're saying then is, in terms of this game it's got bigger maps, but it doesn't have big kill streaks. Like
No,
what
it
is-
has the maps are kind of diverse. There's small maps and big maps, not like with fucking Black Ops 2 where they're all small corridor type maps.
Yeah.
They're diverse. The guns, the one complaint I always had about Black Ops, the first Black Ops, was that all the guns kind of felt like they shot and performed the same way. The only difference was
Black
fire
Ops
rate.
1?
Well, you got to use
Yeah.
something other than the AK-74U, Greg.
No, I'm saying like if you look at like the SMGs in Black Ops, they all kind of perform the same way,
No, they didn't.
except for the 74U that was very slow and had a lot of damage. The Uzi, the fucking all those guns, they kind of perform the same way.
Did you use the?
You did play Black Ops.
Like, did you?
The first Black Ops, yeah, a lot of those guns they perform the same way. A lot of the fucking assault rifles, they perform the same way. The Mac 10,
fuck
the
that,
Scorpion, all those guns, they felt the same. The difference was fire rate.
Yeah, and an
How
Enfield
is-
and
how is
FAMAS
this-
were the same thing too.
No, but the
How is this
fucking
any
AUG and
different?
the FAMAS was the same fucking gun.
How's this any different in Ghosts? From what I've seen in
Yeah.
Ghosts, it doesn't
Well,
matter
I'm
what
trying.
gun
Well,
you
how
use
do
in
these
it,
guns
you
feel
kill
so much
people.
different?
The fucking guns just feel different. I don't know what to tell you. They just do.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like, I can't think of the names of the guns in Ghost because they're not real fucking guns, I think. But what I'm saying is the
I
FAMAS,
assure you they are.
the FAMAS and the AUG, same fucking gun, same fucking iron sight, same fucking everything. They were the same goddamn gun. That's all I'm saying. Is that there was a
FAMAS and
number of
AUG were
guns.
the only two guns that were the same.
No, the fucking Mac 10 and the Scorpion were like the same guns too. They had
The
different
gold
iron
brick and
sights.
There's the Mac 10, the Scorpion, the Spectre, the MP5, the AK-74U, and there's like two other SMGs.
No, I didn't say that all the SMGs.
You just said all the guns were the
I
same.
just said that the fucking Mac 10 and the Scorpion were like the same gun
They
to
didn't
me.
perform the same.
But
'cause
you
I
They
said all the other
perform the
guns
same to
perform the
me.
same.
I guess I'm just better than you at the game, bro. They perform the same way to me.
Oh,
The
man.
Commando was different from the 47, yes, but there was guns that kind of performed
Enfield?
the same way.
the M16.
The M16
What
was a
the
3-round
unlock
burst gun.
The
Come on, dude.
G13 or the.
The G11. That's
Okay,
what
so
you're saying. And the
take that-
G11 had the same iron sights as the AUG and the FAMAS.
the
Yes, there were bits of.
Yes, there were bits, and
performed the same
those
way.
bits annoyed
Yes.
me because it didn't feel like there was any reason to use any different guns than the ones I liked the most.
what were the guns you liked the most?
The AK, the 47, that's the only gun worth playing in that fucking game. I had a rubber duck on that bitch, too. Get on my level.
God.
It was red.
You have
Okay.
EU forwards here, and you're talking about getting on your level with rubber ducks.
Wait,
Fuck
I
you,
didn't hear what you said.
Oh, bitch!
It's, okay, so translate it over the Ghost. Now, it
I
feels
think the guns are very diverse. That's what I was saying.
okay.
I felt like the guns on Black Ops, they were all the same fucking gun.
Well, I feel like you might be retarded because that's how
Well,
I
that's
feel.
fine.
and
You're
it's
part
right.
of the master race anyway, right? So it doesn't matter what
Cambo,
you think.
Cambo's sounding a little. His voice is coming clear. Do you have that same opinion? Do you think Black Ops 1 guns, or no, don't even do the entire series? Do you think this game has very diverse guns? compared to the previous stuff?
I wouldn't say it's very diverse. It's not that big of a difference from the previous games.
Okay.
The only thing I noticed is that the detail when you fire with the muzzle flash and stuff is a bit more noticeable. So when you're using iron sights, you're gonna have you might have you can see a bigger difference from gun to gun. That's the only thing I can think about that he's talking about, because I have no idea how I can say every gun is so different.
I didn't say every gun was so fucking different. I didn't say
They're
it was black
diverse.
and white.
It doesn't
When you
diverse
say
it was
they
mean
are
diverse.
diverse,
I
then
said that
that's
Black Ops
essentially what
1,
you're
a
saying.
lot of the guns perform the same way. That's all I said. And they do, and you don't have
All
to
you
like
said.
it.
You also said that in Ghost it was different. So if
No,
everyone
there's-
was the
there's-
same
there's
before, then
guns
they have
in
to be
Ghost
different now.
That are different.
That's what you're
than-
saying. If there's gonna be
There's
different,
not
then
one
it's different.
assault rifle that performs the same way in Ghost.
Greg, as well.
But the AUG and the FAMAS were the same fucking gun. That's all I said.
No, they were
No.
not.
Yes, they were the same gun.
No. I used the AUG fucking almost religiously. They were
Yeah,
not the
I
same.
know. So you think Jesus is different than Muhammad or something, but it's not. It's all the same bullshit.
How the fuck? Are you really? Are you
Anyways,
really doing this, Greg? Come on.
Okay, anyways,
Dude, they were the same gun. I don't care what y'all say. The FAMAS
the FAMAS
and the
Allegor,
AUG were the same goddamn fucking gun. And you can sit there and pull your hair out and hit your head on the wall. It's not going to change the situation.
Oh, for fuck's sakes. Okay, the Black Ops, the AUG and FAMAS had the same fire rates, and they were almost the exact same gun, except that there was a difference in the spread.
Oh, the AUG's a bullpup.
But I mean, in terms
we
of
won't get into all that. But.
in the terms of the iron sight, I don't mean the same gun like in real life.
I know.
I'm talking about how they performed in the game, and then the iron sights are different. But they performed. That's the only situation. And that was like, that's it. That's the only gun that performed that similarly. Is that?
No, it's not. A lot of the SMGs perform the same way.
You just when I listed all of them.
The Spectre and the Mac 11 had exactly the same recoil pattern, exactly the same fire rate, anything that was different was the clip size. And there was a few guns that were a bit like that. In all fairness, there actually was. But in terms of when you look down the CODs today, there's very little okay, look and Ghost. There's very little times that if you were using one assault rifle rather than another, you would have got the kill. I'm sure that whatever gun you've got in your hands, you're almost going to be as deadly within the same class. If you've got one assault rifle over another, you're probably going to have the same outcome. It's not going to make you work.
So, well, since it seems like we're not going anywhere.
I don't really know what to say.
Okay, so that's one of your selling points, though, is that
I just felt that the guns were diverse, and I felt that the one thing I didn't like about Black Ops is that a lot of the guns perform very similarly. That's all I said.
Okay,
and then you guys got your butts hurt and everything like that.
well, there's logic, but that's fine.
I like Ghost as well, but I disagreed. That doesn't mean I'm butthurt.
Oh, I'm not saying that you have to agree with me. I'm saying if you want to be right, you have to agree with me.
Okay. Well,
I've never been so happy to be wrong.
So that's the first thing is you feel like there's a lot more gun diversity in this title than other games.
No, not other games. Black Ops. That's all. Oh my fucking Christ!
But you said this is the best game since 4. So
because it doesn't have a lot of the annoyances that other games do.
So what are some of the other annoyances that are not there?
Overpowered kill streaks.
You said that, yes.
Yes.
How about the dog? The dog is overpowered as fuck.
It's annoying, but once people start, trying different, people don't want to spend squad points right now on anything other than guns and perks and shit. So they're not getting, they're not unlocking the other fucking kill streaks yet. That's all.
Well, that's not making the dog less overpowered.
I'm just saying, it's not overpowered. You just shoot the little fucking.
It's harder to kill the dog than to kill a fucking human, dude. The fuck?
Considering the dog doesn't shoot back at you, it's actually easier to fucking kill him.
Are you retarded? It lunges halfway across the map.
Oh, what a noob. Get owned then.
Really, Greg? Really?
Just shoot the dog. I do it all the time. And they fucking cry, and then they die.
Okay, so there's these. So for Ghost, there's weapon diversity. There's no OP kill streaks.
The maps are pretty good. They're not as good as Black Ops, but they're better than Black Ops 2. They're better than Modern Warfare 3. They're better than fucking Modern Warfare 2. They're better at War at War. Okay?
Okay. With the maps are better than World at War.
Okay. Well, I just said it to piss Grid off. I don't know, because I didn't really like World at War that much.
Probably because you couldn't aim very well.
I know, it's because once I played Call of Duty 4, I decided I'm not going back to World War II. I'm tired of it. I played World War II games for years. I wasn't going back. Okay. And I'm still not. Kiss my ass.
So, underpowered kill streaks.
No, not underpowered.
In line.
Perfectly balanced.
Balanced kill streaks.
Diverse kill streaks.
Balanced.
Diverse guns.
No, there's nothing diverse about them. Most of them don't do a fucking thing.
Well,
and this is the best title since 4.
Yeah. But then again, Black Ops 2, Modern Warfare 3, and World at War weren't very good games.
Yeah. I'll go with that, but okay.
So it's better than Modern Warfare 2, and it's better than Black Ops. That's it.
Okay. And this is something you find yourself playing a lot.
I'm not playing it right now.
Obviously, but I'm talking about in general.
I think Resogun's a really good game. I said that.
Absolutely fucking worthless. We're done with Ghost. Oh, unless Campbell wants to add anything about it that's either good or bad.
No, there's a lot of things in the game that are really good, but if I said them to you, you're not going to get it. For instance, and I don't know, Campbell, if you noticed this or not, but the characters in the game call out where the enemy is. You just have to listen. It actually works really, really well. But
They
if
do
I
that
say,
on
if
Battlefield too. So
if I say that to you, then it's not going to mean very much.
Well,
wait.
do you really think that's a good thing though? Because I noticed that early, and I see that as something that's going to hinder, or it's not going to help teamwork, is it? If you're going to play with randoms, they're not going to call shit out either way.
Wait, hold on, bro. No, let me. So, do you have to manually do it? Like, can you?
No, they do it automatically. If your character sees someone run across the hall,
so even if
you say enemy in the open.
So I'm saying, so if you just look and you don't see him, like say you're paying attention to something else, could you still yell that out just because it's on your character's screen?
You're going to yell it out anyways, but I'm not sure if you're going to hear it yourself. I haven't actually thought about that.
No, I know maybe you won't hear it, but will other people hear that stuff like that?
Yeah, other people will. As soon as your character sees it, they're going to call it out.
Yeah.
I'm not real crazy about that.
Yeah, I'm not.
For instance, if you're a guy sitting there and one of the enemy players runs into the courtyard, your character will call it out. It actually works very well. Then there's a guy over here. That's all I was saying. But see, I knew as soon as I said this that there would be an entire conversation of, well, Battlefield does this. I don't care what Battlefield does. We're not talking about Battlefield.
Well, we're talking about how they've dumbed down Call of Duty so much that it's first time I haven't purchased it in 5
Really,
years.
is it really dumbed down though? If you think about it.
Yes.
Yeah. If you need your AI character to tell everybody where somebody's at, then.
So if Battlefield does it too, does that mean they dumb down Battlefield?
Yes.
No, you got to call it.
You
have to mark it. You have to actually use your controller and the button and mark them. If you're on the PC, it's probably a fucking one of the alphabet letters or the % sign.
You think they're pro?
Wait, when we're talking about dumbed down games, can we jump over to Assassin's Creed for a bit? Because I mean, since we played Assassin's Creed Black Flag at Eurogamer, I was very disappointed in how dumbed down that is right now. Every fight is you're just mashing the buttons and you're gonna kill everyone on the fucking boat. It's so easy to play that it's almost so I can get my kid to play this, and he's like 4 years old. I can get him to play this when I go to the bathroom. Stupid as fuck.
I haven't played Assassin's Creed since I played a little bit of one of Brotherhood, and I played all of the first one. So I really don't know. I know the first one was kind of interesting in terms of like setting up combos and stuff, but if it turns that was the appeal for me playing that game was the assassinations and then the combat system. So if it's really dumbed down, then I don't know how much.
And when you get like 3 or 4 hours into the game, you get if you play the story, you get this this fucking what's it called? The tubes that shoot these arrows with sleeping dosages.
Blow dart thing.
Yeah, the blow dart thing. And that is overpowered as shit, because you can have like 15 darts. You're going to take out every fucking enemy in a mission, so everything is super fucking easy.
Is it? I mean, one of the things that somebody pointed it out was it Arkham Beginnings or Arkham Origins.
Arkham Origins, ugh.
That game got, I don't want to say it's bad reviews, but it just didn't get nearly the same acclaim as.
It's nowhere near as good as Arkham City.
But a lot of it is because they say it's more of the same.
Yeah, the combat, it seems like they just threw more guys in, and you sit there and you just counter. The other ones, I don't know. I guess it was more engaging when you fought instead of just, okay, punch a guy, hit Y 3 times because you're countering. They just seem to throw more enemies in, and like a more or less lack of creativity. From my point of view, the story's good. The story's freaking awesome, but the combat's just like very
that's pretty much what Assassin's Creed is now. So
that's disappointing.
There's a lot. I think when it really comes down to it, that just the launch titles of the next gen consoles, they're all going to be disappointing.
Yeah, I'm sure they will.
Well, they are launch titles, so.
Yeah, so it doesn't. Yeah.
No, I mean, you guys all remember the bouncer for the PS2. That was fun.
Oh, is that the game that was made by Square Enix?
Dark Zero.
The bouncer? I can't remember, but more or less you
was
used
just a
3
fighter
different
game.
guys and you had to fight through, and it was fun. It just got to a point like
Yes,
if
I
you
love
didn't
that
use
game.
if you didn't use one guy the whole time, like
Yeah, because each one of them had stats, right? So
Yeah.
you wanted to make sure that they. Yeah, that
And
game
if
was
you-
awesome.
and if you screwed up, then you were screwed and kind of had to start over again.
Yeah, that was a good game. That was a really
Yeah.
good game. There's like multiple endings. I forgot all about that game. Anything else you guys want to talk about then? Because we bludgeoned next gen, we bludgeoned Xbox. We talked enough about Ghost, which I don't think will be productive at any rate. Who's played Battlefield 4?
Or
Battlefield 3.
Yeah,
I played
Battlefield
Battlefield 4.
It's not worth talking about that if nobody else has played it. We can talk about the
What,
forums.
GTA?
Or GTA, we can talk about GTA 5. For at least, I'll real quickly open it up. This is the first GTA that I've beaten since 3, because it's actually kept my interest.
4 was so horrible. Oh my god.
Yeah, I couldn't play 4. It was just, I got so bored of it and I quit halfway through. And I just got burnt out on the franchise. Like, it's the same. GTA 3, absolutely amazing, because they introduced like this new gameplay mechanic that didn't really exist in gaming, the sandbox mechanic, and I played the hell out of it. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
And since then, I think San Andreas is probably the peak, but I played so much GTA prior to that, I just didn't really find it that interesting. I'll say it's a very good game, I just never finished it. But GTA 5, I actually finished that game, and I like the whole switching character mechanics. I like all the details. The only thing that I found disappointing is a lot of people, at least a lot of reviews I read, made a big deal about the not quick time events, about dynamic events that would happen. Like as you're playing the game, these events would happen. You can interact with them. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, it was someone having their purse stolen. It was a dynamic event.
Yep.
So it wasn't
It's not
really
very interesting, is it?
No, it gets very. There was random stuff that happened outside of the city. Like one guy who had a bachelor party was tied up. And he was like naked on a telephone pole, tied up, and like
Oh.
escort him back to his wedding and stuff. So stuff like that, but it was very few and far in between. So why is my camera?
Who here actually returned the purse?
It differed depending on my mood.
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are stupid.
Sometimes I would return it. Sometimes a lot of times I'd return it and then kill her. And then
I did that before, but I didn't get as much money.
Yeah. So it just depended on what mood I was in. I do like, what was it, the weed missions? Where you get high and stuff. Like I really do think it's a really fun game. I haven't tried online much. I played a little bit of online and
Dude, get online.
tutorials.
I didn't play any of it.
The EU forum are absolutely, as a general kind of group, are absolutely loving online on GTA. For me,
Online is brilliant.
I'm just gutted it was never actually been fixed. I mean, it's still waiting on things that were promised at release that we still not have.
I have no idea what you just said.
Hey, what are you talking about?
Like heists, for instance.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, that's one of the things that was kind of, I will say, and I guess it's kind of a spoiler, but the ending was kind of not as climactic as I wanted it to be. Like when you first started out and you started doing these heists, they were pretty awesome, and I was hoping there'd be a lot more big heists, and there really wasn't. And apparently online, I think what BA said is there's not many, and that's kind of a problem for me too.
There's no heists.
Heists aren't available yet.
Yeah. So I might
Just
jump back
regular
on when that
jobs.
happens, because that's something that I think would be pretty cool. Because right now, when I played it, because I did play a little bit online, it was just me driving around and getting my wanted level up, and starting all over again, just with somebody else in the car.
See, the online bit's like fun. It's just I got burnt out when it was released, and then you couldn't join people's lobbies. You could join people's lobbies, but as soon as you did anything, you were kicked again, and you'd spend half your gaming time just trying to get into the same lobby as your mates. And it was just a faff. And then they wouldn't release the bits that were going to be fun. The whole sandbox element was just removed.
Yeah. I mean, I know. When I tried it, I couldn't even get past the initial tutorial in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Like I got stuck on it, and I couldn't do anything. So, I mean, I think the single player is overall, I think it's pretty good. I don't know if it's like the perfect GTA, but I think it's the first GTA I've beaten in a while. So I definitely think it's solid. I think it's worth it for the single player. The multiplayer is just a little extra benefit, but right now it seems to be, even now after a month and a half, however long it's been out, it's still not 100% there.
It's no use in worth it.
No, well, there's nothing Gears of War 3. They were trying to do Judgment and ruined it. And I don't know what they're doing with the Gears franchise now on X1. If they made it not 100% like Gears 3, but if they made a true Gears sequel that was played well, then I would get an X1. That's the only console game that I think works just fine on console. You don't need it to be on PC. And it's probably the best multiplayer game I've ever played on console. So if they made something like that, I'd pick up an X1 real quick. But I don't know what Epic is doing. I don't know what they're working on, that Minecraft game or whatever.
There's rumors knocking about. They're actually answering questions about the idea of the Gears of War now. Not getting any dates or time for it.
I have no idea. Did you hear what he said? I don't know
No,
what he
he
said.
kind of faded out there.
Like you can't.
Right. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Right. They're talking about the idea of a Gears of War, but they're not giving any details more than that.
No. Well, if they were able to put out a really solid game and basically use Gears of War 3 as a true template, don't do the stupid shit where you can, what was it, where you can switch between you started with one primary weapon. I hate that. I didn't even play everything. I didn't buy Judgment. Just everything I saw from that game was atrocious. But if they made it like Gears of War 3 and just refined it a little bit, then I would pick that game up instantly. But it's got to play like that.
I'd pick it up just as long as they brought Dom back to life, just to kill him again. Oh, my wife! Where? There, boom. Yes.
We got it, find Maria, Marcus. Hey, let me take point on this one. Me. Fucking bitch. Hate that guy.
And then you open up the freaking coffin thing, and she walks out all zombified. Yeah, creepy ass bitch.
You can hate Dom all you like, but when he died, he was replaced by Jace, which was the most vanilla character that's ever been in any game.
Well, I mean, pretty
he had
much
the personality of a brick.
Yeah.
I don't know. It is all about Coltrane and Phoenix.
Indeed.
This is true.
There's always so much Coltrane.
I thought Coltrane was like annoying.
I liked him for a while, but then eventually there's only so much Coltrane.
Greg, does everybody else have an opinion, then you automatically go against it?
No, I have my opinion before y'all form yours.
Right.
Prior to all.
Seriously, I mean, the first time I heard, and I thought Gears, to be honest, to be very fair, I thought Gears was probably the one franchise that, if you were to point out the franchise that defined last generation, I think I would point to Gears more than anything. I think Gears is just what they did. It's the only game I can think of that wasn't a first-person shooter that people talk about nonstop. You know what I mean? Other than like League of Legends and stuff like that, and I thought that was such a good game. The first game, I didn't think much of the second game's multiplayer. I thought it was trash, but the third one I thought was really good. And Coltrane is just the worst character that I ever fucking.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's just horrible. Woo! It's just shut the fuck up.
See, the thing is, everybody talks about Gears of War being a really great multiplayer game and everything else. Yet nobody plays it.
I play it.
Because it's the same thing. It's the same reason why I don't play Call of Duty anymore. I mean, I played a lot of Gears 3, and then it's the same thing though. I mean, I could probably go back, but it's just I started playing other games that were different. They're different, and I mean, so. That's the problem is, and the other thing is there's just not as many people, I'm sure, because when Judgment came out, you're going to pull a huge player base. I'm sure a lot of people migrated back to Gears 3, but you're still not going to have the same.
If anyone actually stayed on Judgment, I'm going to be very sad for the human race.
Yeah. So
playing Gears 3 is like playing in the pros. I mean, the average player standard is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm sure that's what it is, but I mean, that's why I got done. That's not why I got, but I mean, I just played it. Went from release for about a year and a half, and that was really the only game. I don't know why my camera's messing up. That's really the only game that I played. It's just Gears. So when when Judgment came out and it was mediocre, I was like, well, I'm not gonna go back.
Mediocre is kind.
Very.
It had positives. It did have positives.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, every Call of Duty has positives.
One, apart from the Bushka.
Overrun.
Why is this?
Yeah. That was
Overrun
me.
Mode was a good move.
It was fun for a while.
But not Gears 3 fun. Let's be serious. What is it focusing on? Do I need light in this room? Whatever.
You
So
need
yeah,
to connect, bro.
that's what it is. So I mean, if they were able to put out a really good title, I'll get it. But yeah, it's kind of more of the same. I got bored of it. Or not, I got bored of it. I just other games, newer games to play. I mean, a bunch of RPGs came out too, and like just different titles in general. So I might go back, but my 360's, I couldn't tell you where it is. It's somewhere around here. Fucking dust. It's a good glorified paperweight next to the PC. Anything else? Do you want to talk about the forums at all, or we can save that for another time?
Let's save that for next time.
That's a good idea. Okay, this was pretty long. How long was this? About an hour?
A little over.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Hour and a half almost.
I'd say that was a pretty productive Greg cast.
Yeah.
To hear all things Greg.
Don't ask me a question if you don't want an answer.
No, I want to answer.
And don't
question,
ask
you
a
want it
scary
anyway.
question if you don't like a scary answer. That's just the way it goes, bro.
We had wonderful conversations.
Well, we never asked Greg about his pants, but he did make it known that he wasn't wearing any prior to this.
I said I had to end the call, and that I was going to go get pants.
So maybe he never put them on. He just sitting there with his Orphan Tear scented Jergens. PS4, 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 come on, PS4.
Real quick, okay, no, hold on, real quickly. The PS4 controller, do you like it more or less than PS3?
Oh, it's definitely better.
How do you compare it to the 360 controller?
I think it's better, and I think that people, from what I've heard from people, I think people who get the Xbox One are going to be a little disappointed with their controller.
Why?
A lot of people have said that it's a step back from the Xbox 360 controller.
You're the first person I've heard that from.
Then go Google.
I have no idea where you found that.
I'm sure it's the internet. You can find anybody if you want someone to agree with your opinion.
There's
you can
people
do it
who
on the
are
internet.
saying that the left and right bumper are
actually Bernie,
part of the trigger, and that you go to hit it feels cheap and things like that. It's a little smaller. It's out there. I don't know what the fuck to tell you.
Bernie, however wide the internet is, I'm pretty sure you can't go on there and find somebody that agrees with all of Greg's opinions.
Y'all can think what y'all want.
No.
That's what I heard.
Greg. So, what was your opinion of the PS3 controller versus the 360 controller?
The 360 controller is a better controller.
Okay. And now you're saying the PS4 is better than the 360, or better than the X1? Which one?
I'm saying it's better than any controller other than mouse and keyboard.
Is the PS4 controller?
Yeah.
Really?
The mouse and keyboard, then the PS4 controller.
That's a very good answer. So yeah, okay, that's interesting because I hated the PS3 controller. Like, I don't. For almost everything except shooters, PS3 controller is pretty abysmal.
The D-pad worked well and stuff like that.
Yes.
But the sticks
Fighters, RPGs, stuff like that. PlayStation 3 is better, but everything else, shooters is trash. Oh, that's good to know. All right, well then, hopefully. I know it's been a very long time since we've done a cast. I don't know if we'll do another one anytime soon, but if we want to do one, we can. And now we got Google's Hangout working, so we could definitely do another one in the future. So
until they release a new Google Hangout.
Yeah. Or we can figure out Google Premium, or not Google Premium, Skype Premium. Hold on. Let me do something real quick before we leave.
Are you going to drop your pants?
Yeah. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Join the club. Join the club.
Was that him?
I don't even know what that was.
Oh!
Say hi. Baby.
That is a cute baby.
Yeah.
Don't take her. Come on. That's like dangling cake in front of a fat kid.
Well, I'm about to end this, so.
So, Gret, you think that you said, what is it, Gret, that I blabber?
Where'd I say that at? In the chat?
Wait, what?
I told y'all, if y'all don't like scary answers, don't ask scary questions.
Nothing you do is scary, Greg. God.
It's all scary to me.
You're
I mean,
about
if I
Change
met you in a
scares
dark
all of
alley,
you.
I would laugh at you.
No, you wouldn't.
Greg, you're about as scary as one of those handbag dogs.
I didn't hear you. I'm sorry.
You're about as scary as a handbag dog.
What does that mean? Can you translate it into American? Because I don't think we have those.
All right, you're as scary as Paris Hilton's little pooch that she carries in her purse.
Yeah.
Is what he was
Oh,
saying.
I didn't say I was scary. You guys asked. You don't like my answers. Don't ask questions to answer. What the fuck?
Greg, grass is green. Do you want to argue about that?
No, it's
there
blue!
is other colors.
Well, Kentucky
to grass.
bluegrass.
There you go.
Okay.
He wouldn't know that because it's all foggy London. But
I hate to cut short this
Not
riveting.
everybody in the UK is from London.
yeah, aren't they now?
Birthday. Okay, well, if you guys want to do more casts, we will, and say something in the comments, and we'll try to keep it going. But that was good conversation, guys. I appreciate it, and take it easy. And
Yeah, we'll have
welcome.
to catch up tomorrow
You're
and chat
welcome.
and come up with some stuff.
This definitely was a much better with Greg being here.
That's a lie.
There's everything with more Greg is better, but
In the eyes of Greg.
Yep.
In the eyes of Greg.
Hey, later, guys.
Later, guys.